Hi, this is Tony from Sonata Arctica, and you are watching UltimRadio. Or listening to it, whatever. This is video as well, so keep doing it. Yeah. Absolutely. We came touring North America the first time, I think it was like early 2006. And that was only like the east coast of the United States and then the French-speaking Canada, like Toronto and in Quebec. And those two shows in Toronto and Quebec, and Montreal actually, there was no Toronto and Montreal and Quebec. Those were the biggest thing on that tour, and it was like amazing. Like we were doing really well in France at the time, and of course it's kind of compared. It was like France, but a little bit like, I don't know, boosted version of it in some way, like a American way, North American style. It was an amazing experience, really, really fantastic. And we've had this kind of special relationship towards the whole French-speaking Canada ever since. They are definitely the highlights of the whole tour, audience-wise at least, if not anything else. You know, and the last time we came here, 2014, I remember me and Pasi, we went shooting video. I Can't Dance, the cover version of that Genesis song, walking around the city and taking clips here and there, and then it was a lot of fun. You know, yeah, so it's been always great pleasure playing here in Quebec, loud Quebec. The idea is to actually have it out in October this year, followed by a European tour and then North American tour still this year, like November, December. And actually we should be in studio right about now, recording the whole thing, but this band called Nightwish asked if it would like to open for them on their North American tour, and it was like, okay, we should not, but we can't really pass this. It's like really great opportunity for us. We love the band, of course, and they are much bigger than we are, so it gave us a chance to play in front of so many more people than we even get to play on many of our tours combined. So yes, it was a must tour to do, but I think the album, the laid-back mood and feeling that I had towards the making of the album, it vanished somewhere like in thin air. With this tour, you know, we lost like 7 weeks of studio time and work on the album. But I firmly believe in this, that, you know, diamonds are made under pressure. I still need to write few songs for the album, and when I go home, I rest a little bit and start working on songs, and I'm full of motivation, and definitely this, you know, us playing live for 7 weeks, it's really good for the album. We haven't had any live shows before this until August last year, so this is great. Like we are now in shape to actually go in studio too, so it really serves a purpose. So the writing process of the album, it didn't really suffer from this tour that much after all. I think I'm more motivated, and the band is in better shape, absolutely. So it's great. Wow, that's a difficult answer. It's difficult to answer. You know, of course, the debut album is somehow special for you. Although I hated it at the beginning, I don't know why. I couldn't listen to it for like a year. And then I just put it on the CD player. Yeah, maybe. I was a little bit shy, I think, about the whole thing at that time. And I'm really proud of all the albums. There are some albums that are like artistically closer to my heart, like maybe Unia and The Days of Grace, and Paradise Child maybe as well. They have songs that have like a little bit of special meaning, and some songs, you know, all the albums, they have those special songs. But if I need to approach the whole thing through a songwriting process and everything, I think Unia was some kind of catharsis for me. I was really tired after the Reckoning Night tour, and we had like 160 shows all of a sudden, whereas with the previous album we had like 45. So it was a huge difference, and really, really intensive touring and everything. So I was tired, and the mood in the band wasn't the best possible, which kind of reflected to the fact that Jani was having some problems, and then he actually had to leave the band and all that. So for me, it was like a breakthrough, and doing something totally different, something that I wanted to enjoy what I do and do something totally different. So I give that crown to Unia this time, although it's only like half a crown, if you will, like one part of it. Yeah. Yeah, we have done so many different styles and things that I have like, I think my favorite power metal album is Winter Heart's Guild that we made, and then we have more progressive and even one rock album, I'd say, Stone Square name, but it's hard. No, I do not. I don't want to meddle with the other albums. You know, debut, Ecliptica was, I call it like a punk rock album. We just went in the studio and started playing, and it's full of mistakes and like tempo changes and everything. It was like a really natural album. Yeah, and it kind of deserved to be remade in a way, but the latter albums, like From Silence On, they have so much more stuff in them that it would take, I think, even more work than making a completely new album to get them redone. The most popular song, I don't know, maybe Full Moon is one of those at least, you know, and then there are some songs that we haven't actually played live that much, like Destruction Preventer, that people seem to like a lot. Replica, Eighth Commandment, I think some people like, but we have played that, even overplayed it, because it has been on the set list on many tours. It's kind of easy song for us to do. So it's like we need one more song. Oh, let's throw that one. Yeah.
As you can see, when you look at me, I'm pieces of what I used to.
It was fantastic, absolutely amazing tour, of course. You know, Nightwish, one of my favorite bands, and you know, being able to spend time with my friends again and you know, enjoy the atmosphere, big venues and everything. It was fantastic. I loved every moment. You know, although yeah, we had some problems during the tour. People started getting ill. I think everybody was ill at some point. It was jumping from one person to another and poo. And eventually we had to cancel one show with Nightwish there. Like Nightwish canceled it. We would have been okay to go, but so that was unfortunate, but it happens at times. And other than that, it was fantastic. I can't wait to come back here because we get to play in front of so many more people than we usually do. So, and I have a feeling that we made a lot of new friends for our music. So. It's fun. I kind of waited a lot for this chance, you know, try. Because we played like 45 minutes with Nightwish and now we doubled that time and a little more on this headlining show. So it's fun, kind of see if we are in that good a shape. Sure enough we are. Yeah, because 45 minutes was really easy. It was like just go in and do it. And I know, yeah, it's a lot more work. Like we have promotional stuff, more like that, and then longer sound checks, which is nice, of course, but we are more in a schedule, I'd say, now. It's not as relaxed as touring with some other band and as a support. But I love this. It's fantastic. I love being on stage in front of people. We are doing really well at the moment. Everybody's feeling good. Although I do enjoy that fact that when you go on stage, you see that there are obviously a lot of people who do not have any idea. They've never seen you before. And at the end, they are like, yeah! So that's a great award that I always am happy to get at the end of the show. You know, getting like, oh yeah, love you guys. Obviously staying away from your family for a long time, like 7 weeks. Most of us have kids already. Of course, at being this age, it would be kind of tragic to not have, if you are willing to have it. And like I have two, and they're really young, so it's difficult to stay away from home. But then again, you have Skype and FaceTime or whatever, and you can actually see your kids. But it's still it's not the same, you know. The idea came from Patrick Kuleus, the director of the album, and we just talked about it, you know, general ideas, what would be nice to have there, that it would follow a little bit of a story of the song, but he actually came up with everything and arranged everything. We only met to shoot these live clips where we play our instruments and sing and everything, all that, and the rest he did on his own, and we just saw the final product, and it was like, wow, dude, good job, loved it. And same applies to also Love, for example. We had nothing to do with it. You know, he just came up with a draft and I was, I don't like this one, and then he came up with another one. Yes, you nailed it, and this is perfect. And it's really beautiful. I think it's the most beautiful video we have. of relationship that goes from childhood until old age. So yeah, it's touching. I love that video. Thank you, Patrick. Wolf kind of sneaked in our music already with maybe first album in some sense, but with the second one definitely, with Wolf and Raven and all. We needed to have some images on our merchandise like that there. and Wolf kind of came naturally, Wolf and Raven, and they actually even go together in nature. When you have wolves, you have ravens as well. They follow, like wolves kill something and ravens come and feed as well. So they kind of make a team. So it was really, really handy for us because whenever I didn't come up with anything that we could have on a picture or whatever shirt, let's put a wolf in. And same applies to the songs actually, the lyrics. It was like my escape. If I was drawing a blank paper, like, what to write about, then okay, let's do the wolf thing and see what comes out of it. And they are always like metaphoric though, you know, talking about freedom, getting free or whatever, love, respect. And the wolf is just like a cover of the whole thing. As a band, we only have 2 original members, me and drummer Tommy, and the rest they have slowly changed in natural course of events, and that happens. But show must go on, and I'm really happy that we have always found a worthy replacement for whoever has chosen or have to go somewhere, leave the band, and I think we are better than we ever were. Of course, I do recognize the fact that we are not the same in eyes of the people who found us already with Ecliptica. You can never replace that original form of the band, even if it wasn't as good as the current lineup. But still, it's got the vibe and everything. It's the original, and you can't replace that. But still, as a band, as a functioning unit, I think we are better than ever right now, stronger than ever. And I hope a lot of new fans will find out that with us. So that's one thing that has changed. Of course, personal lives. Whose life doesn't change in 20 years? Like you were a totally different person 20 years ago. We all were. Like I was as well. I was a total kid. I still feel like a kid, but still, you know, when I look at the mirror, it's unfortunate that I don't look like a kid anymore. Although it's fun touring in North America sometimes. When you try to buy a beer or drink whatever at the bar, they ask, "You have credentials with you, driver's license?" Yeah, sure. Thanks for asking, by the way. Really cool. Normal course of life changes. Same thing as happens to anybody. As a singer, you know, when you sing for 20 years, you get better. Unless you destroy yourself, of course, but yeah, same thing applies to driving a car, building houses, doing anything, drawing. Yeah, you just get better, more experienced. So. Our ex-bass player Marco, he and our Marco played guitar at the time, and our first bass player, his name is Pentti. They started forming the band, and Tommy and Jani, ex-guitar player, they were in the same school, and they started forming this band. And I was playing with this, let's call it a wedding band with Marco. We played like dance music for older people, like waltz and like wedding stuff. And we were in the band with Marco, and he asked me to join as a singer. And of course, I was in the army at the time. It was '95, late of year. And I was only able to join early to 1996. And of course I brought my keyboard because I was a keyboard player and singing backing vocals in that dancing band and the wedding band. And that was the start. It slowly started going. We had our first show, I think, in May 1996. And we didn't have a name for the band. But we had this stupid song called Tricky Beans. So I figured, let's use that and change it later. But of course, you know, people liked us quite a bit. We had fun songs and it was just being cool on stage, suppose, or something like that. I don't know. But the name stuck to us, really. And Tricky Beans it was then until we started playing this metal music inspired by Stratovarius at the time, really strongly. We were playing cover songs from them and all that stuff. So then we changed it to Tricky Means, which is like, yeah, this is so much more metal. But of course, when we then finally scored a recording contract with our fourth demo, 1999, with Spine Farm Records, it was obvious that we're going to need to change the name. And our friend Mape Ollila, who actually wrote the Sonata Arctica book as well, he came up with the name Sonata Arctica, and the rest is history, more or less. And read the book. Just be yourself, relax, enjoy the audience, and have fun. That's what it's all about. Don't stress over anything.
I'll give it a try.
Are you singing there? Dude.
So stressed.
Just have fun. Yeah, it's relaxed. Cool. Great.